Now, how do you write numbers in standard form? Well, standard form is used to write very large or very small numbers. And your calculator will display very large numbers in standard form, so you have to learn how to read it. Now, a number in standard form is written in two parts. A number between 1 and 9, so that's the first part, multiplied by a power of 10, and that's the second part. Now your calculator may have something that looks like this, 6.1678 E03. Now that means the E03 bit is the same as times 10 to the power of 3. The E is the exponent, and we'll learn about that in the next lesson, how to key that in. But you need to know how to recognize it. Now, just to remind you what 10 to the power of 3 means, let's have a look at what's 10 to the power of 1. 10 to the power of 1 is just 10. 10 to the power of 2 is 10 times 10, which is 100. 10 to the power of 3 is just 10 multiplied by itself 3 times, which is 1000. And so 6.1678 is times 1000 is really 6167.8 if you are writing it as an ordinary number. Now if you have numbers less than 1, you have a negative power of 10. So for very small numbers the exponent is negative. Let's have a look at some of those. 1/10 is 1 over 10 to the 1, and when we write that on the top line, it is 10 to the negative 1. 1 over 100 is 1 over 10 to the power of 2, and if we bring this up to the top line, you have to make it a negative. Now 1 over 1,000, 1,000th is a very small number, so it's 1 over 10 cubed. And bring it to the top line, it is 10 to the minus 3. So these are very small numbers. And these ones can get very large. And the exponent gets larger. Now, how do you write a number in standard form? This is the rule. You move the decimal point until it is just after the first digit. So we'll go with the first example here. And what we have to do is we have to put the decimal point in between the first and the second digit. So it has to go in between the 4 and the 5. Count the number of places the decimal point is moved. So to do that, we had to move it to the left 2 hops. And this gives the power of 10. Now if I've moved it to the left, and I have 4.5687, and I moved it 2 hops to the left, is a positive power of 10. Let's do some more positive powers of 10. And they're usually large numbers, very large numbers. Okay, the decimal point has to go between the 6 and the 7. So 6.7. Now, if it's a whole number, the decimal point's just understood to be at the end. How many hops have you gone? 1, 2, 3, 4 hops, so it becomes times 10 to the power of 4. Number 3. How many hops to get the decimal point between the 3 and the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so written in standard form would be 3.568 times 10 to the power of 6. And question 4 has to go between the 2 and the 3. I go to the left 1, so it's 2.36 times 10, or 10 to the 1. Okay, these are all very small numbers. So the decimal point, we are now going to move it to the right. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to go between the 5 and, if there was another number, but there isn't, so we're just going to have 5 times 10 to the power of, how many did we go? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's negative 4, because I've had to move it to the right. Okay, decimal point between the 2 and the 3, so I know it's going to be 2.3 times 10. I know it's a very small number, so I know I'm going to have a negative. How many jumps to the right did I have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 2.3 times 10 to the minus 9. Okay, this is one hop over to the other side of the 8, so it's 8 times 10 to the negative 1. And on 2 hops, 6 times 10 to the negative 2. Okay, you need to practice some in the booklet.